What's up, everybody? Week 3 of the fantasy football season is over with. We're going to be going over all of the biggest waiver wire ads, who to spend fab on, who to burn a waiver priority on for the week 4 week. Boris, why
Yeah,
are you looking at me like that?
no. Don't be a guy like me and maybe Richard and spend 100 fab on unlikely, which how likely of him to still get a target or two the next game or the game after that. How likely is he to win your chip? How likely is it for you to not do what we did? We're gonna make sure you don't do what we did. Okay.
Well, let me put it like this. If we were redrafting, Isaiah likely goes ahead of Mark Andrews. Let me
That doesn't
also
say much.
let me
Okay.
also put it like this. Mark Andrews 4 routes ran
Yeah,
last
because they ran on like 75% of their or more of their runs,
for
and
sure.
of
He's a
course, like
game
what do
script.
you want to help block? You want Andrews to help block, or do you want Likely?
He's a game script type of play. I
Dude,
would still hold him. And if the Ravens are going to be in a game where it's close or they could potentially be down,
yeah, you're gonna put him in your bench to particular. Oh wait, I think this game might look cute on him. He might wear some nice clothes. He might have some swag on. Maybe some injured play has happened. Let's play him. Nah, I will say that it just depends, right? Like in a 10-man league, in a 12-man
they play
league.
Buffalo. They play Buffalo next week. Easy out. I would play him.
Okay, great. Dude, just because they need to score a lot of points, that doesn't mean that he's likely gonna score a lot of points for you.
It's literally written in his name. Enough about Isaiah Likely, who's likely going to finish as a tight end 1 on the season because tight ends is it's a rough it's looking rough out there. We
I
got
know it says a lot when Dallas Goedert had one good game and he's the tight end one. So
Yeah,
it
it
says a
was a
lot right there.
crazy game. He should have scored a touchdown there too. But we're going to be going over the tight ends we think you should pick. Let's start with the running backs. At the top of the list, these guys are not going to be available in your leagues, but maybe you're in a shallow league or maybe you're playing with a bunch of Borises and they're somehow available. Like in Boris's league, this player was still there. Braylon Allen was still there last week. He asked me, he said, Richard, should I pick up Braylon Allen? I said, what the hell are you doing? You're losing seconds. You got to get to the waiver
I mean,
wire.
to be fair, right? It's a 10-man league. A. B. There's not that like for some reason the way they play it, right? First off, it's a 10 soul league. It's the highest league that I'm doing. So I'm sweating. I got my first win last this week, so I'm 1-2, but I'm right there
10
in
soul,
playoff hunt.
10
Huh?
soul. How much is that in USD? It's like 2K, right? Something like that.
I mean, I
Probably
think
a
I
little
think
less.
Soul's like 150, 140
Yeah, so it's
something.
like 1,500. You could win like 10K, probably. Nice,
I mean,
nice.
that's amazing, right?
Yep.
And so, I started off bad. I mean, I have such a even in a 10-man league, I think my team is good. AJ Brown, whatever injury, but basically, yeah. So there's not that many bench spots also in the 10-man league, right? So like every single person, you have to make sure like every single person is measured. Like, do you really need him? Do you not? Especially getting Likely, who's just been honestly like just shitting there on my bench spot, not doing anything. Like, so yeah, so Braylon Allen, I got him right before the week started. I'm really high on him. I honestly think at this point, I know it sounds crazy. I think I've heard some people say yes or no, but like, I think he's a decent, not like crazy, but he's a decent flex spot right now.
He is definitely. You could throw him in the flex if you're in an emergency
I I
situation.
I do think so. Yeah,
And then the second biggest running back who should not be on the waiver wire, Bucky Irving.
he's there right now for me.
I told you to pick up Bucky
You
Irving
did,
too.
but I didn't know who to pick him in for who. The only person right now. So okay, so this is what I was. I could have taken him instead of Irving. I mean, not. I could
Braylon
have taken
Allen.
him instead of Akers, but I would have had the ball. Just listen, Akers helped me win. He got me 10 points, but I'm saying like Irving got like close to 10 points. So if I had the balls to be like, fuck it, run it, take Irving there, I mean, I probably would have won. Seems like I would have won regardless of any of it, but it was just hard. Akers to me was like a pretty nice pickup because you don't know how long Mixon's going to be injured. And Texans are such a nice team. And you have, what's his name, Damian Pierce, hamstring injury. We know how long that can take. I don't know. Like, I like Cam Akers. So for me, it was like likely. I could have dropped likely. I should have dropped likely. Fucking hate likely. Spent 100 fucking fab on him. But whatever. I love Irving. I think he's a must add. He's going to be the guy getting the early downs. He's just the better running back for that.
To be
But
to be fair, Rashad White is dealing with an injury, so he has been playing hurt this season. So if he
scam
gets,
money don't make money though. I mean, if he's hurt,
of course.
you Tampa Bay wants to win games and do the best for the yeah. So
Speaking of, we mentioned Cam Akers. I think he's a decent ad if he's on the waiver wire. You could throw him in if Joe Mixon, doesn't play this week.
But see, so this is what I was thinking, man, which I hate. But this is why they do it. I hate that the waiver wire is today. Because, right? You know, like there's unanswered shit, right? Is Mixon gonna be playing? Is Brown gonna be playing? All these things. We don't know anything that day, like nothing that day. And yet we gotta like drop certain people that we have to guess. Should we drop K makers? Is Mixon? It just kind of fucking sucks, to be fair.
I would say if I'm
Like, would you drop Cam Akers? Okay, for example, right? I have Cam Akers and Likely. Would you drop any of them for Irving?
yeah, I would drop Cam Akers.
You would drop Cam Akers. See, I'm looking at Likely to drop.
Likely, no, for sure. I think you could start dropping him. It's a little tough for you because you have Sam Laporta, who's hurt, and Isaiah Likely's playing the
But
Bills,
we
so it's
could
a great
talk about
time.
other tight ends
We will
that
talk about
are
them
potentially more.
for
And there's
sure.
a wide receiver. When we'll get into there's a wide receiver that I might want to pick up that I really like too.
Couple other players who are, and I think I know who you're talking about. A couple other players who shouldn't be on your waiver wire. Rico Dowdle. I don't know how he'd be on your waiver wire at this point.
No, wait. You want Rico Dowdle?
He's literally
Bro, look what he's done with his touches. I don't want. Listen to me. You can't pay me enough
I
to
just
have him on my
it's
team.
a split backfield.
I'm sorry, bro, but he's been out touching it more and more, and with his touches, it's been horrendous. He's
Bro,
trash.
they've been
He's
down in every
trash,
game.
bro. With watch him play. He's not good.
Whatever,
He's
man.
not good. You can have
I
him.
still think I still think he's a pickup for sure.
I don't think you pick.
And then one other person who, of course, he got picked up last week, Carson Steele. Just want to congratulate myself for getting Carson Steele. Dude looks like he's the man. It's a little scared with Clyde Edwards-Helaire and Kareem Hunt
How about
coming.
Hunt? Hunt
I
is
just said
getting out
both.
of the practice. He's gonna play. Looks like he's gonna be playing this coming week.
They said he's coming out of the practice squad. Nice. Both of Kareem Hunt and Clyde Edwards-Helaire, I think, need to be rostered. Clyde Edwards-Helaire, you can put him on your IR.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
He's coming back week 5. It's
The only
looking
one I
like
really want, I don't know. I don't want Clyde. What I really want to see is like this pivotal game with Hunt.
Kareem Hunt is washed, bro.
I don't agree. So I saw what you were saying with this first of all with this 3.5. It was the only year with the 3.5 before he's had a higher yards per carry, right? 1 year, fine. But Cleveland is whatever. But also he still finished pretty well. Look what he finished overall in the year.
I think if anything, Kareem Hunt will take over Perrine's role. That's my opinion. I still think that the early
We'll see.
Kareem
I
Hunt
think he still has
wasn't
some
used like
juice.
that in Cleveland. Kareem Hunt is your pass catching back. Carson Steele is going to get the
Oh,
first.
because wait a minute. The reason why, first off, he got a lot of touches, even with Homie. He got a good amount of it. The reason why he was never gonna be a starter. That I wonder who Cleveland Browns has as the starting running back.
We'll see.
No one's gonna be able to start there.
I still think you play Carson Steele, even
I'm
if
not
you
saying, I'm saying it's a little worrying, but yeah, like Carson Steele looked pretty good. Like,
yeah, he got 20 opportunities, which is amazing, and it's the Kansas City Chiefs backfield, so that's a very
like at any point you could score TD.
Yeah, he had like a bunch of goal
I
line.
would say someone I would be frantic in starting at this point with some decent quarterbacks on the waiver wire. I don't know about Patrick Mahomes, bro.
Yeah, for sure. Patrick Mahomes.
I think he's a big flag since like last year to this year now. I don't know.
Yeah, I told you the stat. I think in his last 17 games, he's gone over 20 points in like 17% of them, which is like 3 games. So he's
I
a
would
big flag.
probably not play.
I wouldn't drop him. I would keep him on the bench and stream him.
Yeah, just keep money back. So if you have like a decent bench spot where you have all these players that we're talking about picking up, you would just
Okay, let me say something.
dumb.
Let me say something. This week, to me, is the week I'm letting everyone else use their priorities, use their fab. Unless, of course, there's Braylon Allen or Bucky Irving, which Juwan Jennings. These people aren't on the waiver wire in serious leagues.
They are for me.
I know because you're playing
I'm
in
in
a
a 10-man
serious
league. I'm in a 10-man
in a
league.
10-man
It's
league.
different.
I'm just saying, most of these other players we're going to talk about, I'm cool. Give me Patrick Mahomes on my bench and just I'm going to stream him. If they're playing the Bills, if they're
I
playing,
don't agree. I don't agree with streaming. Like, okay, I'll
you're
put it to you this
dropping
way. I'll
Patrick
put it
Mahomes.
to you this way. I'll put it to you this way.
Trade him first.
Patrick Mahomes has been close games every fucking game and hasn't produced. So what are you waiting? What are you waiting for? For them to play like a very, 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 very easy.
Okay. I'm saying like, okay, he's not getting 20 points, right? But he's getting you 16 to 18 points. Who the are you getting on the waiver wire that's locked in for
Oh,
16?
I'll tell you. I mean, if
They're
Sam
sketchier
Darnold's
than you.
there, 100%.
Sam Darnold for sure, but that's like the only dude there, and he's even sketch, bro. It's
He's
Sam
not
Darnold.
sketch.
Let's be
He's not
real, it's
sketch.
Sam Darnold.
Oh, it's Sam Darnold. We don't believe in him.
I'm
What he
just
did to the
saying,
Texans. Okay, the Texans scoring
but
4 touchdowns on the
but
Texans.
everybody has good runs. Like Andy Dalton just had 3 touch first quarterback to
You're
have
right. You're right. Everybody has good runs, and 17 games with Patrick Mahomes has pretty much showed me that he's not going to be able to
he's
score a
not.
lot.
I'm saying yeah, he's not an upside play. He's a floor play. Like
Yeah,
he's gonna
I'm
get
sorry,
you
but
that floor.
Daniel Jones has that floor at this point,
Daniel
and
Jones
that's
has
upside.
zero floor, bro. Daniel Jones at any moment can have 3 points in a
I
game.
don't know. He scored back to back like 18, 19 points. I'm just saying.
Yeah, everyone will have stretches. First week of last year, Daniel Jones had like 30 points. He was the QB1. Okay, moving on to guys you could actually pick up.
Oh,
First
speaking
up,
of which, Solana is up. So
nice,
that league just went up. But
nice.
that's why you play in fucking crypto leagues. That's why you play in our on-chain fantasy football fucking contests and our drafts because crypto goes up. It doesn't go down, only up.
Of course, but
Hit it.
don't you have to win that league to get them?
Oh, I'm a win.
Yeah,
Bro, I'm 1-2. I'm 7th place. I'm like 30 points. So 6th place is also 1-2. He's only 30 points ahead of me. And I showed you my team. Like, if my
it's
team
my team, bro. It's my team.
how?
Helped you make that team.
Bro, I
You
was
called
going with
me.
the
You
one, the
called
only
me.
player that maybe was Rice.
Bro,
I
you
like the
called
one of
me.
those.
Bro, you called
Bro,
me.
because it was a slow draft, and I wanted to talk to you about the suggestion. But a lot of those players, I was gonna pick them anyways.
David Montgomery. Didn't I tell you to pick
I
David?
like, bro. I
You
didn't think
wanted to pick
I
David.
like. I
Wait,
like David
no, there was
Montgomery
two
in a
play.
good offense.
Okay.
In a good offense.
Sure,
I
you
didn't
like
think
them
it's
too. I'm just saying I helped. It's a 50-50 team. I should
all
get
right.
at
I'll
least
give you 50% of the money, right? Of course.
no, just give me like 0.1 soul.
Nah.
That's fucking crazy. All right, guys, let's get to the nitty-gritty. Guys, you can actually pick up Roshan Johnson. He did get more work. What's the dude's name? The running back in Chicago?
Swift.
DeAndre Swift is
I,
is literally done. He's
I
done.
told bro, I was saying it. I don't have him in any of my leagues.
Either.
I didn't like him, bro. They were showing statistics of how good of an O line Philly had and how bad his stats were there. Coming to Bears, I mean, come on, it was gonna be a way worse situation. I mean, I knew it wasn't gonna happen.
Yeah,
Sadly.
so Roshan Johnson is sneaky ad. He's getting involved in the passing work. They're going to be down in games. He had, I
He's
think,
not the
five
worst.
targets,
He's not
four
the worst for
receptions.
sure.
I mean, he's a sneaky ad. He could start getting more run work. He's clearly the two there in front of Cleo Herbert. Another guy who I think should be rostered, Emmanuel Wilson. He's a guy where, if Josh Jacobs gets hurt, he's gonna go off. So,
It just depends on how many bench spots,
of
what you
course.
really need. If you really, really, really need a running back and you have a good amount of bench spots in a 12-man, 14-man league for sure. In a 14-man league, you have to have them. But I mean, like everybody usually plays a 12-man league, and it just depends on your roster construction. I probably, for the most part, wouldn't pick him up, but he would just be on my watch list.
If you have a spot that, you don't have
Like
anyone,
if you have, for example,
Rams wide receivers. If you have
Darnold as your QB, and you have Patrick Mahomes, and you can
yeah,
drop him for them, right? Is that what you
drop
want?
Darnold. Yeah, yeah.
Drop Darnold.
Uh, like all the Rams wide receivers drop except Tutu Atwell. I was trying to tell you about Tutu Atwell. You could play him. I think you could play him in your flex.
I don't. I think there could be worse flexes for sure.
Okay. So other dudes we have Cordell Patterson.
Kind of like Cordell Patterson. For like, I wouldn't use a lot of fab at all because it's going to be a very short time. I mean, it all depends. How
Potentially.
serious is Warren's situation?
No, it's not
He's
even
not
that.
really.
It's how serious is Najee's situation.
Oh no, they were saying Najee's good. Good to
he's
go.
good. He's playing.
They announced
Then
it.
then don't pick up Cordell Patterson.
No. I don't agree. I don't agree. I think he's going to get a decent amount of work because he was already with Arthur Smith in Atlanta. They like each other. They used him in the end of this game. Like I think PPR only. I think he's a decent like 1 to 2 games ad. You know what I mean? And like for example, I think they're playing the Colts. Colts fucking suck. I
Yeah,
think
they're
he can
playing
get
the
a
Colts,
decent amount.
exactly.
I
But
think a
still,
decent amount of points, but I wouldn't use a lot of fab on him.
if Najee's playing, you're not playing Cordell Patterson. I would.
I think he's a decent PPR flex. Okay. He's
Great.
okay. I'm saying depends on
Najee.
how fucking shattered your team is.
Yeah, for sure. If it's shattered, but there's probably guys in this wide receiver group that we'll talk to that I'd rather have. So looking at any other running backs you want to mention?
No.
Okay, so looking at these wide receivers, I think we have two guys at the top of this list that I would be going out of my way. One guy even higher than the other, and it's not the person you think. So at the top of
You
the
know
list,
what I think. Okay.
at the top of the list, this is the guy who is second on my rankings for this week. Juan Jennings, whatever. This guy is looking like a prime Calvin Johnson out there, mossing people, 3 touchdowns, going
Bro,
crazy.
it doesn't matter if like with all these in bro, you could have all we've seen many years, right? Of football, and we have not seen games like this for superstars, for people with crazy injuries. Like you have to be good to score that. Like I know Rams are horrible. They have one of the worst teams, bro. But like that catch that he made, holy fuck, that catch was insane, bro. Like he is. I don't know what it is about SF. I think SF is probably one of the best recruiting teams. Just like Chiefs are really good, SF is just on on another level, bro. Like any you
So what about all of his previous games where he's just dudded? Even when
What do
Debo
you
and
mean it was
Brandon Ayuk
no no
were
no no no. He didn't just dud. It wasn't that he just dudded. It's just, for example, let's just say that Debo was injured, right? But when Debo was injured, maybe Ayuk was still there and Kittle was there. So he was just like, okay, like I'm just gonna go play. Here it was a situation, it was like Ayuk or Homie. And Homie just got more wide open. He just made better plays, more plays. He was, of course, the second or third guy was guarding him, so it was a lot easier. But still, bro, that catch was insane. And scoring fucking 3 TDs and getting 15 catches like that's insane.
yeah, if I'm 0-3, um, 1-2, I would definitely be throwing a lot of my fab. And I have, an open flex spot that I need filled.
100 fab again.
I would throw 100 fab just to try to get the W this week.
You know what I will say though, bro? This
What?
is why number one, I'm an idiot because I forget and I got listened to the hype about Likely. You were one of I was never hyped about
Bro,
Likely.
bro, I don't care that I have 0 fab. It literally doesn't mean shit to me.
How do you are you so stupid?
What do
When
you mean?
there's good players out there, you can actually get them for
My
sure.
my team is stacked, bro.
Oh,
I
but
don't
my
care
team
about
is
the.
shit. I don't care.
I'm
Okay,
saying
but not everybody's in your situation,
right, and
bro.
if you and what I'm saying is I would do that move 10 out of 10 because exactly if you're not in that situation and you need the help, this Isaiah likely like person isn't
I'm
gonna
just
come
saying.
around every week.
I'm just saying the Genix thing situation, even though I do think he's like a baller, like I think he is good, I can easily see him just like getting like 8 points, six,
Oh,
7 points.
for sure.
Like,
That's why I was
so
saying
it's
if
fine.
you have a
I
good
wouldn't
team,
go a lot of fab on him. Even
okay,
if you need a win, depends on how bad. Like if you have zero flexes, for sure, I would go higher than most, but I wouldn't spend money.
that's what I'm saying. And then this is the guy at the top of my list, Darnell Mooney. Clearly,
Yeah, he's
it's
my
kind of
guy too.
seeming like
Yes.
Darnell Mooney is the number one wide receiver in Atlanta. Drake London had like 14 yards coming into the second. Coming into the fourth quarter. Darnell Mooney is him. He was getting guarded by Trent McDuffie and still balled out.
I
I
mean,
would.
I mean, let's see. He showed it with Justin Fields. I think he had like I think he was like a top 20 wide receiver. He scored like over close to 1,100 yards one of the years, like his second or third year in the NFL with Fields. How bad that team was. Clearly he has it. Like he's a fast dude. He has cuts. He's good at like the man to man. Like he's not easy to stop. Basically, like he's gonna outrun you, outmaneuver you. I mean, yeah, he's looking juicy, man, for sure.
Darnell Mooney is who I would definitely be spending a lot of fab, burning the number one priority on. Um, you know, Also we didn't mention Braylon Allen, Bucky Irving. Those are the two I'd be spending a lot of time and burning
Yeah,
waiver.
I would definitely spend a lot.
I'll,
Maybe you know, 10 to 20% on those guys for sure.
way more for me. My thing is like if I like the player, I'm spending all of my fab on them because to me fab is like, bro, like what's $100 fab trade value? You could get $100 fab probably for not that much, And plus, if we're looking at like guys who will actually be able to win you the league, right now is when those players are starting to arise. As weeks go on and on, more information is
You
known
think
about
that
teams.
there is more information, but there's injuries that happen every week, as you can see. People move up the ladder. Like I agree for sure. A lot of a lot of that information is right now, and this is where you can win a lot of your
Luka,
leagues.
Kyron last year. Okay, Quentin Johnson. I'm whatever. You
I'm
could
whatever,
a
man.
little.
I mean, like he's getting the TDs, but it's funny, bro. I feel like every single week it's a blown coverage to get him a touchdown.
Yeah,
Like that's literally what happens. So I'm not that crazy about it. Not that excited.
either.
For sure.
Jalen Naylor. I don't
Not excited. I think Addison might be coming back soon. I mean,
know.
he's just getting also that touchdown. He's getting like, 3 to 4 targets, 3 to 4 catches. Not that crazy.
Let's talk about these Green Bay wide receivers. I know some people are dropping them with panic mode. So in my eyes, no one dropped Jalen Reed. My eyes, it's Romeo Dobbs. I think Romeo Dobbs is the guy who's been playing 90% of snaps. Nobody's even close to that. Jalen Reed's
I
not
don't
even
know.
close to 90%.
I
Uh,
don't know.
Romeo Dobbs is the guy on the field. He's getting end zone work. Christian Watson, to me, is the odd man out. I think he honestly is still a drop because Wicks is increasing his target share and it's going from Christian Watson. So in my eyes, it's Romeo Dobbs. I mean, I would still want Christian Watson just to see how it plays out. But
I think the only person that I would be comfortable with starting as of right now, because there's too many of them and all of them are great playmakers and love. I think that system in general, it's not just love. It's clearly that system. They love to spread the ball, which is smart, right? Like, hey, who the fuck's open right now? I don't give a fuck if you're the number one player. Whoever's open, I'm gonna give it to you, which is amazing. I would only want Reed. Like, I don't want Dobbins. Like, unless Dobbins can prove it for 2 to 3 games or something like that. Like, it's gonna be inconsistency. Other than Reed, the reason why Reed, it's because like he doesn't need a lot of touches to get a home run. So like he's probably gonna get at least one home run at most games. So that's probably why he's
I
the
would
only
still
one.
pick up Dobbs and Christian Watson, put him on the bench. Trey Tucker, Calvin Austin. I'm I don't want
Huh?
any. Trey Tucker, Calvin Austin. I'm good. This guy I think
Tolbert.
is huh?
Tolbert's interesting to me. I will say
Sure, just
he
go
was
down
someone
the list.
he was someone I was thinking about early on, like beginning when like I don't know like 5 6 months. It just made sense, right? Like Tolbert made a little bit of the leap. Cooks is getting older. I was just like, is there a chance for him to be like that second guy? And what it's looking like Cooks is just fucking garbanzo beans right
He
now.
did have that touchdown. He dropped like
I
straight.
agree, but even with that touchdown, bro, he had like 13 yards. Like
Yeah,
he's not really doing anything. And I'm not saying Tolbert for the Tolbert's like previous game, he got a good amount of yards, like 70 yards, a touchdown. I just think it just makes more sense. And they just throw the thing is that it's hard not to believe there's going to be one other wide receiver other Lamb that just like has good flex value because they don't want to run the ball. They want to throw the ball a fuck ton. So
Jake
like
Ferguson. Jake Ferguson looked good this week.
you look
Back,
good and
maybe.
he's we were talking about him how much we fucking loved him and I
Our
wish I
tight end
fucking
one.
picked him up instead of and I did that instead of taking Sam Laporta. Sam Laporta can still get it going in the second half of the season for us and for me. But yeah, I mean I don't know. That Dallas offense, I can't figure it out. Lamb looks like poop. That whole offense looks like poop. It's a little scary. I'll
It's
say it's a
Dak
little
Prescott
scary.
and Jake Ferguson, baby. Thank you for the W. This guy, I am actually like this is gonna be sneaky. I'm actually these next two guys very sneaky. I'm actually looking to pick him up. The Bengals receiver, I'm gonna butcher his name, Andre
I
Iosivas.
don't want him.
I
I know he did well. I know he did well. There's just too many guys. Like I
Is
think
this crazy
Higgins
to say that he beats out T Higgins for the wide receiver too?
ain't no way. Zero chance. I'm sorry. I don't see it. Higgins is just elite. Like he's elite.
He's also hurt, missed a lot of time.
I think he's hurt. I mean, and you don't want to rush back. a hamstring person, like that's
Well,
one thing you don't want to do, but like I just don't see it. Could have happened, of course, dude. Anything is possible. I've been wrong, like we've been all wrong, but
if
like
you do the opposite of what Boris says, you'll be printing money.
probably gonna win a super. You're probably going to be in the Super Bowl winning it.
Yep. This guy I think is a must add. I was kind of pissed I didn't pick him up. I wanted to.
Me
Michael
too.
Wilson.
Oh,
Michael
Michael Wilson.
Wilson is
I told you about it, man.
the
Like you
wide
get.
receiver to there,
Yeah.
especially with Trey McBride getting injured. Michael Wilson is going to
Are you
be
gonna use your waiver on him?
um I'm not like I said I'm not using anything on anyone. I'm just moving up. No, my team is fine. I don't need to use the waiver wire right now. Even though I have Debo and AJ Brown at CMC. But we're 5-1, you know.
I don't know. Dude, there is a chance that CMC doesn't play in this for the season, though.
Yeah, there's a chance for sure. But as of right now, they're saying I'm actually glad he went to Germany and got whatever the fuck he needed to get to, be able to play. And they're saying week 10 is like a good, that they have a week 9 bye. That week 10 will be like a proper time frame after whatever illegal stuff he's getting in Germany. But yeah, Michael Wilson, if it wasn't me, I would use if I wasn't salty that I almost picked him up last week, I would use waiver wire.
I
Allen,
like Wilson. I like Wilson. That's a good offense. McBride did get a concussion. I like it.
what about your boy Alan Lazard?
I really like Lazard. Like, I not that I like him. I think Rogers looked pretty good. He wasn't like throwing crazy like far passes or anything like that, but right, like he's been playing like this intermediate passes and like I don't know. It's I think there's going to be a lot of games where he does, and there's going to be some games where he has spike weeks. Like I think he's a decent flex, but as you can see, like I think he had the same amount of targets as Mike Williams. Mike Williams might start getting more and more and more. I mean, come on, Mike Williams, he's been fighting so many injuries, but Mike Williams is a first round pick. He's he has to be way more talented than Lazar. So I don't know. It's a hard one. I do like him. I wouldn't pay any fab for him, but he's a decent flex. Mike Williams is a decent flex ish.
Hell no. Alan Lazard though is actually a better flex this week. They're playing the Broncos. Patrick Surtain's going to be on.
But people keep saying Lazard, bro. He had the same targets as Mike Williams.
But
Why do
Mike
you like
Williams
Lazard more?
wasn't. Mike Williams wasn't running that many routes.
Let's see. Let's see the routes.
He barely ran any routes. You're seeing yeah, he barely was out on the field, bro. I was watching the game. While he's looking at that, we have guys like
45.
yeah, Wandale Robinson. Daniel Jones is back. I saw some crazy stats where Daniel Jones has a better I forgot what it was, QBR, whatever it is, better than Patrick Mahomes. So Wandale Robinson potentially, pick up.
Not the worst. Could be
Not the
worse.
worst. These guys are high upside dudes. You could pick up Mingo and Leggett. Mingo is getting, if Andy Dalton's back, Mingo is getting most of the snaps, but Leggett is a rookie, so a little bit more upside there. Mingo doesn't have that explosion profile, but I think both of them you could add. And then last two, with the Philadelphia Eagles wide receivers being all banged up, Jahan Dotson, Johnny Wilson. You could try it out. Johnny Wilson potentially could be sneaky flex spot for this week. Okay, and let's finish it out with our tight ends. I think the number one tight end on everyone's list, Cole Kmet, look good out there. To me, I'm cool. I'm cool not getting him. Once the waiver's clear and he's still there, yeah. If I need a tight end, I'll pick him up. But
It's interesting, right? It just depends. Like if you are really in need of a tight end, it's hard not to. So there's mixed feelings for him. Like if Keenan Allen is back,
exactly.
pray to God. But you don't know, bro. This injury could be going on for. He's already old and he has an injury that's lingering. It just depends. If Keenan Allen continues to be out, I think Komet is a decent player, and I've seen that they've had like the next 3 or 4 games are pretty
If you
pretty
if
decent.
if you need a tight end, he's at the top of the list for sure. Other guys, Tyler Conklin, Aaron Rodgers throwing in the ball a good amount. Mike Gesicki, followed it up with a pretty good game. Zach Ertz, amazing, safe floor. Gonna get you 3-4 receptions every week. Most of this is PPR. We don't even play in standard league, so I don't even know how to process standard.
Yeah, and anybody that plays standard, like, what are you doing?
Yeah,
I think other than like maybe the first 2 years of my first couple of years of playing fantasy football, I don't, yeah, it's much more boring.
I
Like,
don't even like
you're not
half.
going to be hyped about, like, you're going to be so much more hyped about the catch when it gives you extra points. You know what I'm saying? Come on now. Come on.
And then we got Tucker Craft, a sneaky tight end pickup. He's running all of the routes. He's clearly ahead of Luke Musgrave. And when Jordan Love comes back, I know you're frowning on all these Green Bay weapons, but come on, it's the Green Bay offense. I want pieces of it, and just
Then you take him, bro. You use the waivers. You use a lot of fab. Use 100% of your fab on him.
1,000.
I
I'm
love
gonna go trade for more fab to make sure I get him. And then
Yeah, but
I'll just leave you off with the QB start, which I think you could stream. I don't know if other people are gonna try to go for him, but Andy Dalton plays the Bengals, so that's
I mean, listen, Bengals were humiliated by Washington. But before that game, Bengals were really good against the QB, against pass. So like, I don't know, man. It might be what is that? What is that word? Like everybody thinks it's a for sure thing, and then Dalton does Dalton shit. Like, it's crazy. Like, Dalton was good, funny enough, right? That he used to play on the Bengals, right? He had a pretty good year, pretty good career towards the end. You know, he was kind of fell off, whatever. Then blah 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 happened. But like, this is the first time in a long time I think he has like a really good, which is wild. He has a good offensive line, and he has some decent playmakers. Like some, he has Deontay Johnson.
beast.
I know, but that, I mean, that's it, kind of,
All you
right? It's
need.
not like he has a crazy amount of, oh my, I don't know. I think like it was cool to see, but I think they're gonna have some not so great games, and
Of course.
I can't see myself starting him and feeling comfortable with it.
Yeah, yeah, of course. I'm saying in a deeper
So,
league, there's not guys like
yeah,
Smith.
something to think about though, guys, is that week 5 is happening, and there's going to be bye weeks. So definitely maybe start thinking about what some, QBs, running backs, wide receivers that you want to, at least just for that, if you have any players, week 5 bye, that you want to
I don't need
take.
to worry about it because I've been on bye weeks since week one, with three of my players out, and still somehow 5-1. And then a couple defensive starts, Titans against Dolphins. Even though Tyler
Huntley.
Huntley, sorry, is playing, so I picked him up in my Superflex league. I think he could actually ball out.
No,
He
he's
he
pretty
was a
decent.
Pro
I mean,
Bowler.
no, he was pretty decent. Like, he has good rushing ability. Like, he balled out with the Ravens. Again, it is the Ravens.
Yeah, and I
The
have a
Ravens.
Ravens insider say that he's the worst quarterback he's ever seen.
Wait, what?
I know someone, he does YouTube videos. He said Tyler Humphrey, what's his name? Huntley is the worst quarterback in the NFL. And
There's zero, no way.
another
Okay.
start is Texans against Jaguars. That Jaguars O line is I don't even know. That was just
What are you're talking about defenses you're starting?
yeah, Texans versus the Jaguars. Um,
I feel so bad for them. They just paid Lawrence.
it's not
What?
Lawrence, his O line, bro. He has no time to think. Look at that game. He had literally no time. He was, come on, are you serious? That one overthrow to Brian Thomas was what the that was crazy. But yeah, guys, I think that wraps up our waiver wire show. Leave a comment if we didn't say talk about anyone specific, or if you have a question about someone specific and you want to know fab or waiver wire priority on someone. We'll happily I'll check the comments. We'll answer them. Yeah,
Yeah. And if you still haven't played in our on-chain fantasy football contest, our banana best ball contest, what the fuck are you doing? Yes, drafts are done. You can't draft anymore, but you can still compete. Our prize pool is 26.26 ETH. I don't know what the fuck that is in USD value, but it's a shit ton. 10 ETH for first place. We have weekly and season long prizes. You can, the cool part about it being on chain and NFTs, well, after you draft, is that you can still buy and sell a team throughout the season. So you can go on OpenSea, you can still buy some teams that you like and compete for prizes. So
yep.
what are you waiting? What are you waiting for, bro? Good luck on on week 4. Hope you kill it. We'll see you next week or next
We'll
video.
see you in a couple days because we're gonna be doing start sit and looking towards the games that are coming up. So that'll be fun. And yeah, we'll potentially do some fun challenges. I think I want to see Boris shave his head.
Pubes. Oh, my head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Have a good day. Peace.